my thumb. I didn't go to the hospital. They just were like, all right, stop the bleeding, soak it in peroxide. So
I didn't have that. I sliced my thumb real good, getting the skin off of some pepperoni when I was like 7 years old. Yeah.
See, that actually makes sense. At least when I was doing
Does it?
Yes, in comparison to the time I sliced open my thumb, because I was in 6th grade, and I very clearly remember it was the first day of winter break, and I was bored, and I saw a pair of scissors, and I saw paper. So of course, what I do, I just start shredding the paper. Now, not in any shapes or with any design. I'm just like speed cutting, like for no reason. And then a car commercial comes on and distracts me for like half a second, and I chop off the edge of my thumb. And then I go into the living room, and I'm like, thinking it was just like a bad scratch because it didn't feel that bad. And then I see my mom, whose face just goes completely white, and that's when I realize, oh, I'm throwing blood everywhere. And then my asshole brother went and got the chunk of my skin and put it in an envelope and gave it to me afterwards. So yeah,
you are a destructive force of nature sometimes, and by sometimes I mean most of the time.
Yeah, especially to myself. All right, so let's get started. Who would like to sum up the action thus far?
We gonna die.
Very succinct, yes.
Yeah. Or to quote an old classic, "Run, bitch, run! You gonna die."
I believe we started in. Oh God, I forget his name already. What's the little bug thing's name?
Yeah,
it was
Skulbyrh. That's all we need.
Skulbyrh. Yeah, we started in Skulbyrbh's lair, and we eventually started following him through the tunnels, very disgusting tunnels that ended up getting narrower and smaller to the point where we had to start crawling. We eventually got to a point where I was leading because I didn't want to smell anyone's farts, and I think Tacitus was bringing up the rear, so he smelled all the farts, and then we got to a point where Skulbyrh stuck his finger in the dirt and started hearing a rumbling, and the ground was shaking, and we all had to try and keep quiet as best we could. I communicated with my amazing foot skills, and everyone was able to pick up what I was trying to tell him. When we eventually emerged, we came across an ant-looking creature. I don't know the name of it.
It's an enkeg.
An enkeg. That
I don't know. Is that how you say that? Enkeg. Can't hear you, Tony.
So I've always said it.
Enkeg or unkeg or.
Yeah. Okay.
So we came across an enkeg, and it was petrified and being consumed by a basilisk. And we unsuccessfully tried to sneak past the basilisk. Marthow pretty much revealed himself right away.
Amazingly, because I like to point out that the thing technically rolled a non-natural 1.
That's true. I forgot about that.
on its perception check.
That's true. But eventually it noticed us, and but at the same moment, a green gaseous cloud started coming from another direction. Apparently from the direction that we needed to travel in, so that's not good. and it enveloped the basilisk, and the basilisk was torn to shreds by a creature that is within the green gaseous cloud. And I think that's where I fell asleep. So
As we begin to run away, yeah, basically.
Yeah. Anything else anybody would like to add to that?
No, it's pretty good.
We can see at least ish.
So that's a good point. So before you guys started running, Tacitus did throw something that he imbued with the light spell. And so that end of the cavern is illuminated to a degree. And so what you can see is on that end of the cavern, you can see some of the walls. And then you can also see that there is a large cavern opening, or a tunnel, rather, leading out from this cavern, because you guys are right now in this area that is like a natural cave sort of system underneath Greywall, where there are limestone stalactites and stalagmites all over the place, and a couple of naturally forming stone columns that you guys are currently bobbing and weaving through to try and escape this thing, which I'm trying to bring up so that you guys could see a picture of it, but it's not letting me for some reason.
Although we were all running in the whatever direction Marthow picked, and I'm pretty sure he picked at random, so we may not be running towards the light.
Oh, you're definitely not. You're running away from the light because the light is between on the other side of you and this creature with the green mist.
Yeah, Marthow isn't always the most rational when it comes to high pressure situations.
Yeah, we began to move away from the Ankeg, and as a way to try and distract it, that's whenever I threw the light away from us, and that's what illuminated this seemingly blade-filled green mist.
Yeah, it's this guy. Whenever it coalesces, because just after it completely dissolved the basilisk, the green mist kind of shot down and coalesced into this thing, and it emitted this sound similar to like 1,000 saw blades like grinding against each other. So a very unnatural and unnerving sound. And then once you guys started running away, it gave chase, and it's now currently in its mist form, kind of almost looking like it's hopping between stalagmites and stalactites. And as it does, that green mist that's kind of following it / makes it up, anything it touches gets dissolved.
As we're running, would I be able to kind of turn back and like shoot a firebolt towards the mist?
Yeah. Are you guys seeing the thing, or are you guys seeing this multi-window screen?
The multi-window screen.
Ah, damn it. All right.
We saw it at first, and now we're seeing this.
Oh, so okay, so then it's based on. What about now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys can see it as long as I don't see you. So, okay, cool. So you definitely can, but it's also going to slow you down, because right now as you're moving, you're technically using your action to dash, which gives you double movement. So if you can certainly shoot a firebolt at it, but you're going to risk giving it that extra step on you.
I see.
And also, just so you guys are aware again, you guys are running through this cavern, and it's a huge cavern, and it looks like a big old maze. but the limits of dark vision are that it goes out to 60 feet. Anything beyond 60 feet is kind of like a foggy cloud barrier almost that kind of gets between you and whatever's beyond that range. And so you're not able to clearly see where the edges of this cavern are. And so you don't even know if you're running in a good direction. Everybody also give me a perception check.
Womp womp.
That's not good. 10.
All right.
7.
Come on, baby. All right. All right. 20.
And I have an 18.
Tacitus and Marthow, you guys can hear some running water through all the noise that you guys are hearing. You can hear some running water. It's not very loud, but it does create a kind of echo around the cavern, making it difficult to discern exactly where it's coming from. But you feel like it might be coming from, your best guess puts it to your right. What? Before I forget, I need to hook up the Ethernet cable before we start having those problems again.
Basically, because of dark vision, it'll be about 6 rounds before you ever see him again, because he runs 5 foot slower than you guys.
Can you repeat that, Kurt? I didn't quite catch you.
I said it'll be, because of dark vision, it'll be about 6 rounds before you never see Eivar again, because he's
Nah. I mean, I think I told I think I told Elmorn to pick up the small ones and get running.
Yeah, but Eivar was hidden.
Yeah, I was hidden at the time.
So Elmorn's got Skulbyrh, who has, by the way, Elmorn, Skulbyrh has just gone limp. That is his natural defense, to just play possum.
Wow. So useful.
So,
well, I mean, we got to learn from the locals, right? If we do that, it'll all be fine.
You're more than welcome to try that.
I'd like to. So, could I, if I tried to cast something on a creature, could I, since it's like in this cloud form, mist form, or would it be like shooting things or doing something to like something that's immaterial?
That is a good question. Hold on one second while I bring up. Let me get up this guy's what I wrote out for him. Also, while I'm trying to get that information up so I can answer the question, we're gonna handle this as kind of like combat rounds, even though you guys technically aren't in combat. We're gonna do initiative because things are happening very quickly. So we're gonna handle it like that. So if everybody can give me an initiative roll.
Ooh.
13.
9.
I'm going to use an action point to reroll that.
Okay.
22.
Let me see. That's at least better. 11. I rolled a 1, as you probably would guess. That's not the time I really want to roll a 1.
Right.
Especially if you don't have a bonus to your initiative.
Yeah, and I don't.
I got low dex, but as a war mage, I get my intelligence bonus, so
Nice.
quite handy.
Indeed. All right, let's see if I can. Sorry, guys. Oh, right here. Wow. Dude has a respectable initiative bonus, but still he goes last.
Good. I was concerned you were using the cup of rolling well against us.
I did. Interesting outcome. I'll have to reassess the value of this cup. All right. So we have Eivar is up, Tacitus on deck, Marthow in the hole.
Where's Elmorn?
Yeah, Elmorn is after Marthow, and then because you rolled a 9, right?
Yep.
Elmorn.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Forgot
and
about
then
me?
it's the monster. No, I got you, but I'm just doing first 3 up. Eivar is up.
Yep.
Tacitus on deck, Marthow in the hole.
It's impossible to forget you, Lana.
So I threw a thunderstone at the end of last session, and then I just take off running. That's all I'm doing this turn.
Well, you did that last session, so we're going to count that as last session. So that's something that already happened. You can act again after seeing that and assessing the effect, and then that also kind of jars your knowledge that I shared with you at the end of last session.
Right.
That kind of solidified, like, oh, this is putting 2 and 2 together. This is what this is, and so take that as you will. But so when you threw that thunderstone at it, when it exploded, it caused, at that point the monster had coalesced, and it caused the monster to break apart, similar to like the T-1000, because of the concussive force. It kind of vaporized it, and then it had to take a moment to reassert itself, and that's when it got really pissed and started chasing after you guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't have seen. I would have actually just thrown it, and then I probably would have watched to see what effect it had. But as soon as it was blown apart, I would have just turned and run in the direction that Marthow ran. And so maybe it reformed behind me. I don't know.
Fair enough. All right, so as I'm picturing the scene right now, we got the enemy at one point right next to this basilisk. If we're starting before the shit really started to hit the fan, and we had you guys kind of about 30 feet away, we'll say, and then but Eivar, you were kind of off to the side anyways, doing your own thing because you're scouting like a badass. And then we had Marthow bolt like Gus does in Psych. So he's already 60 feet ahead of you guys. And then we had Elmorn grab Skulbyrh and Tacitus join that chase. So you guys, we'll say you guys are only about 30 feet away from Marthow at this point. And then Eivar, you did that thing and you bolted, so you're probably about 30 feet behind Elmorn and Tacitus. So that would put the enemy at about, let's see, so 60, 30. Wait a minute, I messed that up. Well, you guys are kind of in a line, almost, where you're all running in the generally the same direction. Marthow is in head, then Elmorn and Tacitus are right behind. Eivar's there behind him, and then this guy is coming at you. And you can, Eivar especially, you can almost feel like, it almost feels like things are crawling on the back of your neck almost, as you're running from this thing. So how do you use your action?
Dashing and then moving.
Okay. So you're about level with them. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna give myself a visual representation with these little guys. Got Monster, Eivar, Elmorn, Tacitus, Marthow. All right. So Eivar, you're nearly up with Elmorn and Tacitus. So now we got Tacitus, you're up. Marthow, you're on deck. Elmorn, you're in the hole.
All right. With a quick glance back, do I think that this creature would catch up this round if I did not move?
They putting two and two together. One, how quickly it appeared to you guys. And then also from your glance back at seeing it move, it can move very quickly. And so it very may well be able to catch up to you in the moment that you take if you stopped.
Very well then. So I heard that some water running from the direction that we were running. Left,
right.
Right.
Your character's right. Your character's right.
Okay. Does that? I mean, sort of as a trying to visualize the space here. Where did we come from in comparison to where we're running right now?
You're not far off from, right. So you're not far off in the direction that you entered this cavern from.
Okay. And
you're
running
heading
water,
in that general direction.
And the running water would kind of just not go towards that, I guess.
No, so if you're moving, you're kind of moving in the general direction as far as you can tell, back to where you came. So the running water is in a different direction. So, like, for example, if you were going to put a compass needle on it and the entrance to the cave is north, and the other entrance that you guys saw is south, which is also the direction of the monster, then the water that you heard is to the east.
Okay. Let's spice things up a bit, huh?
Yeah.
Can I? It is.
You guys also have action points, and action points allow you to take an extra action in your turn if you want it as well.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Just a reminder.
Can I grab Eivar?
Yeah, he's close enough.
Alrighty. I'll just yell to anybody who's in front of me. Is there anybody else that's directly by me?
Elmorn is not too far from you. He's within arm's reach.
Yeah, well, I can't. I can only take one person.
Yeah,
So
much more than that, especially anything more than like Eivar's size, and you're going to be slowed.
Sure.
Especially with the amount of gear that Eivar has on his person.
Unless I can use some action points to do it.
That's also a possibility.
But I kind of want to save them, just because I have no idea. And this is a bit early. So I'll just, I'll take what I have here. I'm going to grab Eivar and yell to the other two, go right. And then I'm going to cast Thunderstep. Once again. And basically teleport myself that direction. Along with creating a big...
How far can you teleport?
I can teleport up to 90 feet, but to a place that I can see. So, seeing as I have a limited... Well, okay, so I guess I could cast light again on something and toss it that direction to extend my visual range, perhaps, but...
All right, so let's start with grabbing Eivar. So if you're gonna grab him on the run while you're moving, then you can do that. But I'm gonna need a either an attack roll or an athletics check at disadvantage. If you want to take your action to do that, then you wouldn't have it at disadvantage. And then you could also Thunderstep. What kind of action does that require? Bonus action?
Thunderstep is an action to do.
Okay.
So I actually wouldn't be able to cast light.
Well, we can say that. So I'll let you do the athletics check to grab him as part of a bonus action. But it would still be a disadvantage since you're not taking an actual action to do it. So you have the possibility of missing him.
I mean, because the guy's little, so I can just like stop and like scoop his ass up and.
Right, but you're losing that step, and you know this thing that might be all it needs.
I mean, I don't need that step because I'm thunder stepping. I don't know. All right, athletics.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Did you say disadvantage or?
Sorry, I missed it.
You froze up there.
Yeah, I did.
Did you say at disadvantage?
Yeah, we're gonna call it a disadvantage.
Alrighty.
Unless you want to spend an action point. And then you can get something on top of that too if you want. Because the next part is about, well, we'll resolve this one at a time. So grabbing Eivar.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll use a single one to get rid of the disadvantage at least. Okay.
So we'll say that action point allows you to do that plus have a little bit extra, and that will be clear when you start casting the Thunderstep.
Okay.
But go ahead and do your athletics check.
Come on, Brandon Dice. Be nice to me. Hey, all right. That's good. That's good. I like that. 21.
All right. Eivar, how do you react to Tacitus grabbing you and pulling you up bodily?
Is he in front of me or?
He's kind of, he's kind of in front of you. He hears you moving behind him, and then he kind of.
I yell out.
Yeah.
Go
and
right.
I imagine Tacitus kind of pulls because he's using an action point, and Tony, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but mid-step, Tacitus kind of does one of those quick turns on his heels that kind of slides him continuing forward. So he's kind of sliding backward as he sweeps up and grabs Eivar into his arms. and then continues into the spin as he casts his thunder step. That's what I'm picturing in my head.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Then I will acrobatically attempt to swing around and onto his back.
Ooh.
Grab onto the lip of
Nice.
his armor.
If you want to do that, I'll let you use a reaction to do that.
Yeah,
If
sure.
you want. Okay. So your acrobatics roll is ridiculous, so you don't even need to roll. You just do it using your reaction. So now, Tacitus, you are casting Thunderstep.
I sure am.
And you so you have two options. You still have a little bit of the heroism of your action point infused into yourself right now. And so you could teleport beyond your vision the full 90 feet. Now normally I would say, because this cavern is full of stalagmites, stalactites, and these stone columns, and you're not really seeing clearly where you would be going, I would make you roll a Constitution check to see if you accidentally phase into these things. But having used that action point, if you want to go beyond where you can see, I'll give you advantage on it. If you want to just do it to the edge of your vision, that's no problem.
Can I get a general idea how close this thing is?
Well, Eivar was not too far behind you, and he was feeling things crawling on the back of his neck.
Okay. Because normally, things that are within 10 feet of me have to make a con save to do this. Perhaps I could, expand that bubble a little bit to hit that thing. Instead,
okay, so
I'll keep within the range, but like bump up that sound bubble.
Pump
Okay.
up the volume.
We could do that too.
However, I'm not sure how close Marthow and Elmorn are.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Elmorn is right next to you.
Sure.
And I would say Marthow is easily equidistant between you and the thing. So yeah, you're gonna catch everyone in that blast.
Sure. I mean, it's only 3d10 damage. I'm sure it won't hurt that much.
Everybody gonna hear the thump.
Go right.
Everybody's eardrums are blown out. What? And then they stop long enough for that thing to just eat them. Or you can argue for something else as well if you see another opportunity that you want to use a little bit of your action point magic into.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. I'll fuck it. Let's take the advantage on the con save then. Let's keep the distance. I don't need to hurt everybody.
All right, hold on one second while I figure out the DC, because I want to figure that out before you roll, so that I'm not like cheating. Got it. All right.
All right, con save. Come on, +2. Oof. Not that one. Not that one. Oh, fuck. Are you kidding me? I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Jesus. Would you like to use another action point? Or since Eivar is on your back, Eivar, sensing Tacitus's use of magic and instinctually having an understanding of what he's about to do, having witnessed it before, do do you want to use an action point to help aid him in this?
Yeah, I would do that.
All right. So before you use it, I want you to kind of say how it is that you try to guide Tacitus before he makes this very erroneous jump into stone.
Well, the problem is he's going to rematerialize into the stone.
Yeah, carrying you with him.
So then, as he is casting the spell and about to finish, like any good horse rider, I dig the side of my I extend out my extending boot so that I get a nice little sharp corner to it. Dig it into his side to like cause him to veer sideways a bit.
All right. Just for that description, you use the action point. You've already used 2 action points on this thing, so you teleport fine. You rematerialize. You're not in any stone. You see that you came very close.
I'm just nose to nose with it. Oh
yeah, yeah. So now you guys are 90 feet, and you were going straight right. Or were you?
Yeah, I went 90 degrees off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I like 90, not quite 90, like 85. So mostly.
And Elmorn, as that is happening, so you are blown back a little bit by this concussive force that Tacitus just unleashed. Yeah, you are going to thank him because you, as that happens, you see out of the corner of your eye some of this gaseous blob had actually reached out with a tendril of this mist, and Tacitus's movement, his decision to teleport, disrupted it, and so it wasn't able to get a hold of you.
Thanks a lot.
I was kind of wanting some of these stalactites to fall down on it, but we'll see.
All right. That was Tacitus's turn. Marthow, you are up. Elmorn, you are on deck. Monster in the hole!
So I did not get hurt from the concussive force.
No.
Okay.
And actually, considering how far you are from the rest of the group, if you wanted to stop to do the firebolt, your best judgment, this thing probably wouldn't catch you in that round. But you also just heard Tacitus yell, "Go to the right." You heard him do his famous thunderstep move. If you do take a glance back over your shoulder, you do see the scene of the thing reaching out with like a 20-foot tendril of this gaseous substance that got disrupted in Tacitus's thunderstep, nearly wrapping around Elmorn and Skulbyrh.
All right, so since I can see this thing, it's within sight, 60 feet. So I'm gonna actually I look back and I see this, and I'm going to my eardrums are probably ringing a little bit, and I'm going to further fuel the fire and cast Phantasmal Force on the creature. So as Tacitus thundersteps away, a growing light envelops the creature, and it's just blinding. Presumably things in dark tunnels don't like white light, as Marthow's thought. So this creature just sees like white fire come at the end of his vision, and he can't. It would not understand why things are so bright down here, and what sorcery this thing would be doing to him. So I'm gonna cast that.
Okay.
So you have to make an intelligence save, I believe.
So, interestingly enough, the creature seems completely unaffected by the magic.
Okay.
Give me an Arcana check.
Mark.
Give me an Arcana check.
Not good. 12.
That's good enough. So kind of similar to the argument that you were using before, or wondering about, this is confirmation that it's not going to necessarily be easy to target it with anything that targets a single creature.
I see.
Either because of its form or because of its seemingly insubstantiability. Maybe it has some kind of resistance to illusion magic. Whatever it is, it seems to probably be in one of those categories.
I gotcha. So that being the case, I'm just Marthow's just gonna run off to try to see towards Tacitus, see if he can just try to follow.
Are you doing a 90-degree beeline, or are you doing like somewhat to the right and continuing forward, or are you going to try and backtrack and circle around?
90-degree beeline.
All right. All right. Elmorn, you're up. Monster on deck. Eivar, you're in the hole.
Can you give me a rundown of like positions, situations?
Yes. So you are somewhere between 20 and 30 feet away from the creature. You are currently carrying Skulbyrh. Tacitus and Eivar have teleported beyond your field of vision, probably somewhere to your right if you're running away from the creature, based on the sound of them reappearing with their thunder step. And Marthow is still within sight of you, being about 30 feet in front of you and 30 feet to your right, looking like he's running in the direction 90 degrees from where you're currently running.
Okay, so I saw Marthow try and cast some magic on this thing, and it had effect, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I would just do I know anything about like what kind of creature this is? Like an aberration or a fae or a fiend?
Well, I mean, in terms of like mechanics versus real world, those categories don't really have as much meaning. This is definitely, I mean, if you were going to have a category, this would be more of an aberration type thing. But how useful that information is to your character versus you as a player, I don't know.
Well, I wanted to cast protection from good and evil on myself.
That is a interesting idea. I will say that it will have an effect. I'll let you know that. What effect it has exactly is hard to say.
Okay. Well, I cast it on myself.
Let the story dice decide the effect.
He gives you a donut.
I love that donut. All right, so you use your action to cast protection from good and evil, and then what are you doing with your move action?
I'm casting that on myself as I'm running towards Marthow. He's going to the right as well, right? Towards where Tacitus and Eivar went to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the question is, are you going to take a hard 90 degrees, or are you going to take like a 45-degree angle towards Marthow, where you're still kind of going in that direction, but giving yourself more distance from the creature?
Okay. I'm gonna go because Tacitus yelled, "Go right," right, and he was right next to me. So,
Here, you know what? Let me, because I can real quickly kind of draw a picture to let you guys kind of see your positionings. Because
Well,
I have it, I'm mapping it out with dice on my desk, but I'll just.
I can see 30 feet ahead of me, right? Is with dark
60.
vision.
60.
60.
Oh. Okay. So if I run, well, let me ask this: can Marthow see Tacitus and Eivar right now?
Here, does this help? So this is where the enemy is. This is currently where you are, Elmorn. This is where Marthow is in relation to you, and this is where Tacitus and Eivar are.
Okay.
The distances don't match up, but that's the relative kind of position.
Right. So I mean, I can see Marthow, but I can't see Tacitus and Eivar. But can Marthow see them? I'm just curious.
Oh, good question. 90 feet, 30. So that's like.
Start working your Pythagorean theorem, man.
No, he is beyond. He is beyond the ability to see Tacitus and Eivar. And so Tacitus and Eivar are kind of in their own bubble. They hear everything now, but they don't see anything.
Okay.
They see a whole bunch of stalactites and stalagmites.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna
if this creature has dark vision, oh, my camera just fixed. If this creature has dark vision with similar limitations as you guys, this might be a good time for Eivar and Tacitus to hide. I don't know.
I want to take the hard right.
Okay.
That's what Tacitus yelled at me to do. So I'm going to run the 30 feet that way. But then I need my bonus action.
Bonus action!
To cast Misty Step.
Woo! Nice. So 30 feet right next to Tacitus and Eivar?
Yeah.
Well, not right next to, but in that same direction, you'll get within 30 feet of them then.
I'll be able to see them, but I'll only be able to get like halfway to them, right? Something like that?
More than half. They teleported 90 feet away. And then so you're within 30 feet of them. So you can see them clearly. Okay. You can't see Marthow. So Tacitus and Eivar, you see Elmorn, go ahead and describe what it looks like when you teleport.
All right, so I'm running with Skulbyrh, apparently over my shoulder, playing dead.
Ooh. I didn't catch it before. I'll let you teleport with Skulbyrh. Normally you wouldn't be able to do that, though.
No, he can drop to the floor dead. I don't care.
Okay, that's what happens then.
Okay, fine. I use an action point to teleport Skulbyrh if you make me.
You don't need to, because I just said that you can. Because I didn't catch it, you can keep Skulbyrh with you. But then you had to be like, no, just drop that. So I was like, okay.
Just kill him.
I'm a fair player.
Feed him to the wolves.
All right. So you could choose to do it or not, because I didn't catch it first.
Fine.
But you don't need to use an action point. Just
all right,
figure
fine.
out. Do you want to keep
I teleport?
The deities have smiled upon you.
Anyway, so I'm running with Skulbyrh over my shoulder, and I see me feel myself up, and this holy protection shines over me because I'm casting protection from evil and good on myself. And then once I reach my limit of 30 feet, I can see you guys, and I'm like, I need to get closer to them. So I disappear into a misty fog and then reappear 30 feet closer to you two. The mist convalesces. I don't know. It gathers and then into the shape of a strapping young man with egg yolk on his head.
Excellent.
It's egg yolk now.
I thought it always was. I had like a weird egg yolk thing on my forehead.
I thought it was.
It looks like it just.
I thought it was
like
just the egg.
Broken, sunny side up egg.
Okay. Sure.
It's fried.
It's the universal symbol of an egg.
I thought an egg was the universal symbol of an egg.
No, because that could be a rock, that could be an Ewan stone, that could be, there's no question when it's the yellow with the white with chunks of egg.
The mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat.
Wait a minute. What is that from? What is that from?
Family Guy.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. The mystery box could be anything. A boat is just a boat. The mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat.
Okay, sorry. It's like I think it's coming back as like a new meme because people in Star Wars, never mind. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Sorry guys, 1 second. I need to remind Lisa that it's time for her to get ready for work. 1 second.
Basically, I was watching something and like they were saying movies are like mystery boxes. And like yeah. And then they were making fun of it in another video I watched. So I thought maybe that's what you were talking about. But yeah, I do remember that from Family Guy now.
Yeah. Where everybody won a boat on the block, and everybody picked the boat, but they were the only ones that picked the mystery box, which got them tickets to a comedy club.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you cast magic on the thing, Martha, because I was going to use I was going to try and make it stop with like my channel divinity, but I'm guessing that wouldn't have worked. So
yeah. Had to give it a fair shot.
So Elmorn, you are now kind of relative positions. Enemy is here. Elmorn, you're now here. Tacitus and Eivar, you're here. Marthow is kind of here. Same. No, wait a minute. Actually, maybe 30 feet, 60 feet. So Marthow, you're kind of like here now, kind of in relative position.
So I can see Martha?
No, you guys are not able to see Martha. Well, actually, because you're 30 feet away, you're a little bit closer. So yeah, you can see Marthow and Tacitus and Eivar. Marthow can see you. Marthow can no longer see the monster. And Tacitus and Eivar can see Elmorn, but nothing else.
And Skulbyrh.
Right. Well, he's not really doing much.
Basically, Elmorn can see everything, guys. I opened my third eye.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the monster can see us all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has true sight, X-ray vision, 150 feet.
It's actually omnipresent.
It's God. It's God. You guys are fighting God.
Yep. I knew it.
Technically, every monster you fight is God because I am God.
Whoa, God complex. God complex.
Anyways, all right. So that was Elmorn. Now it's the monster. The monster is up. So the monster suddenly, if Elmorn and Tacitus look over their shoulders, the monster very quickly comes into view, continuing to seem like it's jumping between stalagmites and stalactites, coalescing into its form as it grabs onto these things, and then shooting forward in its like green gaseous form. Although you can't see that it's green now because you guys are no longer within light. And as it does that, it sends this wave of gas, like a jet, at Elmorn because he's the closest to this thing right now. He's probably within like 15 feet of Elmorn right now, which puts him relatively close to 45 feet away from Eivar and Tacitus. And so all right.
Does he have disadvantage due to my protection?
So he does. Kind of. There's an interesting additional effect. So
not only does he have disadvantage, even if he hits me, it reflects back at him. All right. Yeah.
I'm rubber and you're glue.
That's how I imagine protection from evil and good working.
All right. One of those streams hits.
I said, don't do that, man.
Don't do what?
Drop it.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, I have a glass desk, so if I drop these dice on the desk, it's not good. But one of those attacks hits. It does 11 points of damage. It's technically corrosive damage, but
Okay.
because as this gas kind of like swipes across you, you can feel it, your flesh kind of crawling, and it's almost like things like tiny bites, almost just like ripping your skin, and you can even see it ripping into the metal of your armor. And actually, give me a perception check.
How am I not dead by this point? All this shit that's been happening to me. 4.
All right. So it's just you don't see what's going on, but
You sound disappointed.
but you do feel like an intense pain suddenly come up from within you, very deep, visceral pain, like your guts want to start moving around. This is the other thing that your protection from good and evil is going to do. You have advantage on your Constitution saving throw.
I need a Constitution saving throw right now.
Yeah.
19.
I'm gonna level with you guys. The DC is 19. So,
Jesus.
so you just passed.
Okay.
Is that
so you
all?
feel your so you feel your guts moving around, but somehow you're able to just push past it and continue running, and like the feeling eventually passes. All right.
Solid.
Tacitus and Eivar, you both see this happening. So we are back up to the top of the round. End of round 1. Where's my tracker dice? I just had a tracker dice. Yes. So now, Eivar, you are up. Tacitus on deck, Marthow in the hole.
So does Tacitus have like a backpack or something that he wears?
I'm sorry?
I was more asking Tony.
Yeah, he does have a pack that he would use. Yeah, it's filled with stuff, but
So right. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to have to use an action point for this, but I'm turning around on his back and like wedging myself between the back of his armor and his backpack.
so like I'm like this.
Taking off my bow and getting out a flask of alchemist fire, which I'm going to use the action point to lash to an arrow and fire in an arc over the creature, sort of towards where I perceive the back edge of its to be, so that the alchemist fire can spread out there.
I like it. Action point accepted. Roll your attack.
27.
That is a hit.
I don't remember what alchemist fire does.
Technically, it's a D4 and it catches on fire. I don't like D4. D4 seems too small. D8.
5.
Roll another D8.
Another 5.
All right. All right. So, Tacitus or Eivar, you have cleverly positioned yourself into kind of a makeshift barrier.
Yeah.
Oh, and just so you're aware, now Tacitus has my backpack like all mushed up against the back of his head.
Yeah, like I was running like this, and then I'm like,
So you position yourself in this way. You pulled out the alchemist fire flask, lashed it to your arrow, and defying the very physics that would say, no, you can't lash flasks of liquid to the edge of an arrow and expect it to go anywhere. You're like, fuck that, I'll show you. And you did it. And it impacted one of the stalactites just beyond the monster and unleashed this wave of fire over the mist and the creature, its coalesced form. And you once again hear this screeching noise of like saw blades coursing against each other, and it's a really terrible noise, and the thing kind of freaks out. It for a moment it's not able to keep its consolidated form as the fire doesn't. So the fire is lit, and this mist is kind of caught on fire, but because of the way of it, it's not really on fire in what you would expect as the traditional sense, but rather this mist is now kind of glowing with this heat, and it's swarming around trying to put it out, but as it does this, it's only heating it up because it's giving it more fuel in the oxygen. and so you've really made it mad.
And I will yell, Elmorn, it wolf's flesh, get away from it. Casey was thinking of staying there.
All right. Do you have anything else that you're doing? I don't know if you even have anything else. Bonus action, maybe. I don't know.
No,
All right. Tacitus, you're up. Marthow on deck. Elmorn in the hole.
Dude, I don't even fucking know. I now have suspicions, but no way of testing it. So right now it's what is it? So how far away is Elmorn?
Elmorn is 30 feet behind you. Also, because this thing is vaguely glowing, everybody can now see everything. Or not everything, but everybody. It doesn't light out far enough for you to see the edges of the cavern or anything like that. You can see a couple more stalagmites and stalactites. You can see in color close to the area around it. Yeah, it's like dim light.
Okay. This is one of those times where I really wish I had a different spell. A spell that I don't know, but I'll probably learn next level. Can I get can I see that picture of it again?
Yeah. Sorry, I need to hide some of the other things that I have on here before I show you.
Yeah, I don't want to show your porn off too early.
No.
So, do I see any eyes?
You do not. You see what looks like some kind of semblance of a mouth.
Yeah.
Where you see those teeth. Above the teeth, kind of where its head should be, are like writhing, wriggling tentacles. And this creature has a very strange body symmetry where it has 4 of these sword-like appendages on top, and then 4 of these other kind of claw-like appendages that actually seem to be wielding weapons in 2 of the hands from its feet, whereas the other 2 are more helping to like jump from stalagmite and stalactite.
So what I'm guessing is that it doesn't know where we are based on sight because it completely ignored the light. It didn't bother it at all.
That'd be a fair assumption.
That's why I really wish I had blindness/deafness. Did it the the thunder step did it not bother it at all? Because that was like a pretty loud boom.
Not any more than the sound seemed to bother anybody else.
Sure.
I mean, concussive blasts clearly had some kind of effect on it,
right?
As does this fire that Eivar has just used.
Then straight ahead me where we were running, can I see the source of the water?
Hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry, I need to step away for just a minute.
Potentially deafening it occurred to me too. That's why I threw the thunderstone initially.
Yeah. Yes, I mean it's probably tracking us by sound or by smell. So
every creature down here that might want to kill us probably knows we're here at this point.
Wow.
Our best hope is that they're so scared of the smoke monster.
Maybe
Jesus, I've made a smoke monster.
What?
God damn it.
Maybe we'll be lucky and we'll have a Star Wars situation. There's always a bigger fish, you know?
We already had that. That already happened. Now we're trying to get away from the bigger fish.
Right.
Sorry for that pause, guys. Lisa was just leaving for work, so I just needed to make sure she was all good.
Sure. So can I see the water?
Not yet. You can hear it more clearly. It's the source is definitely up ahead, despite like the echoes that are kind of playing off the cavern walls, and the stalagmites and stalactites and everything. So you no longer have any doubts that you're heading in the right direction.
Sure. Well then, I'll fucking keep going. That's yell. Keep going, and then just fuck. Don't get hit.
So, are you using a double move action to just move?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me an athletics or acrobatics check to maneuver around the stalagmites and stalactites.
You fucking kidding me? All right, hold on. Action point. 1. Come on now. I know you could do better than this. Supposed to treat me right. 13.
Okay. So you managed to at one point, especially because you teleported right in front of a stalagmite, you run around it and you're kind of bobbing and weaving. At one point you slip a little bit. You're able to catch your balance, but not before kind of shoulder checking a stalagmite. But just as deftly as you picked up Eivar, you roll into it and just kind of keep going. You spin move a stalagmite. You spin move a stalagmite.
I roll him into it a little bit because he's the one making me fucking run like this.
All right, Marthow, you're up. Elmorn on deck. Monster in the hole.
So Marthow is going to run his 30 feet to continue in the direction towards everybody else. And as a bonus action, I'm going to use my dusty but still unforgotten belt of Mabar, and or belt of the Blinking Knight, and I'm going to teleport another 30 feet ahead.
Nicely done.
And as an action, I'd like to. So a couple things. I'd like to. At this point, how am I kind of near everybody, or what's my vicinities if I move 60 feet?
So, Eivar and Tacitus have moved 60 feet down. So, Eivar and Tacitus here, and they were already 30 feet away from Elmorn, so now they're 90 feet away from Elmorn. And then the monster was about 15 feet away from Elmorn, kind of off to the side. And then you were 30 feet. So by moving the 30 feet, you moved closer to in line with Elmorn, and then you moved another 30 feet. So now this is where I picture everybody.
Okay.
So monster's here, Elmorn is here, 90 feet, Eivar and Tacitus. Marthow, you're kind of off here.
I see. So how far would I be? Like, how far do you think I would be or could I tell how far I am from Tacitus and Eivar?
So they are at the hypotenuse of of 60 feet and 30 feet.
I wish I was high on hypotenuse.
So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So they're a solid square root 2 times x away. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, something like that. We'll say it's what 60, 30. That's like 80 feet, maybe.
Okay.
So they're beyond your vision. You can't see them.
Sure. All right.
Tony, are you looking that intensely because you're trying to figure it out?
Yeah, I was trying to find the button. Square root of 45. Or not 45, 450.
All right. So I'm going to use just my action then to dash, and I'm going to keep dashing straight in the direction I think people are. Now, before I completely do that, I can't see Tacitus, Eivar, or Elmorn, but can I hear them?
So if you dash forward, that puts you at a triangle between Eivar and Tacitus, at 30 feet long and 30 feet distant.
So yeah, do I know? Do I hear them, or do I have any sense? Because I can't see them. Do I have sense that they are there, so that I would run to them? Is what I mean. Like, can I hear them? Can I hear the footsteps? Can I hear?
We're about 67 feet away.
Well, you heard Eivar 60. Is that with the his move, including his move?
That's before that.
Okay. So anyways, so you are you can kind of guess the direction, because Eivar not too long ago shouted at Elmorn about it being able to warp flesh or whatever it is that Eivar said.
Okay.
And I said, keep going.
Yeah.
All right.
So you have a vague impression of the direction that they're in.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is then dash, and I'm gonna try to dash like kind of diagonal to about where they're at. At least where I can think they are.
I think you heard the water too, so you might be able to draw the same conclusion that
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this is kind of the relative positions I'm thinking. Marthow, you're here. Eivar, Tacitus here. Elmorn and Skulbyrh are here. Monster is here.
Hey, I'll be right back.
We're probably all screaming incoherently as we run. So.
Actually, Tacitus, give me a dexterity saving throw.
What? I don't wanna. I'm not good at those. Hey, all right, 19.
Excellent. You dodge out of the way as one of those stalactites drop from the ceiling. Only it's not a stalactite. It's one of those.
Those goddamn
monsters.
Yeah.
Those monsters that look like stalactites.
Yeah.
But since it can't really move outside of doing that, it's one move. So now it's kind of like a turtle on its back.
It's got like 5 feet of movement, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. As it moves very slowly to get back up to the top.
Yeah. So good job of dodging that.
Listen, Peterson, you had one job.
All right. Elmorn is up. Enemy on deck. Eivar, you're in the hole. Whoa. What's everybody thinking of this encounter so far? While we're waiting for Anno.
It's just trying to stay alive, man. Looks good.
Makes me see the spells that I need to pick next level. Especially if we're gonna be fucking down here for a while.
Yeah, similarly, I need to pick up like more random gear. I'm running out of things to throw.
You need more gizmos.
That's right. Well, like at least more like smoke sticks and things like that.
Yeah, what are you down to, like 4 or 5 Tanglefoot bags?
I have 2 Tanglefoot bags left. I may have one in my backpack.
I half expect you to go into my explorer's pack. Start throwing out torches.
That's what I thought he was going to do too.
I got a mess kit. Fucking start throwing pots.
I don't know why, but this just reminded me of Data from Goonies. Like the image of Data just kind of flinging things from Tacitus's pack.
It may come to that. Since your pack is essentially now in front of me,
Yeah.
definitely I'm considering seeing what you have. And hoping that like nothing has like huge sentimental value.
Well, Tacitus, I think you only have one thing that's of any sentimental value, right? At least that you carry with you.
Yeah, I'm wearing it.
Lucky underwear.
But hey, maybe it'll pause briefly to eat the piercer. Where did Ano go?
He said he would be right back.
Maybe he had to poop like I did last week.
I assume you're better now.
Yes, much better.
You also said like you had it for several days at that point.
Yeah, it was really bad. Like I was really considering going to the ER at one point. Not fun. But I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning anyways, so. Which actually is
because of that, or you'd already had one scheduled?
I had already had one. So it's,
yeah. So then definitely not worth going when you're actually sick.
It cleared up, you know, not exactly swiftly, but it did. Lisa's convinced it's because of my terrible diet, and I just refuse to believe that because I've had my terrible diet my entire life. Why would it start bothering me now?
You know, and even if it did, even if your body was somehow giving out, just power through that because you don't want to give up your diet. Teach your body who's boss.
Right, you know, what makes life worth living if you can't have pizza 3 times a week?
There you go. Suck it up, body.
Sorry about that.
No worries, Ano. We were just talking about my bowel issues.
Oh.
All right, so Elmorn, you are up. Enemy is on deck, and Eivar is in the hole.
Okay. Can you give me a quick rundown? What did Marthow do in his last turn?
Marthow just kind of ran, so this is kind of the relative positions that you guys are, at least as far as I'm keeping track. If you guys have a different idea, please let me know. But monsters here, probably within 15 feet of you. There's 90 feet right now between you and Eivar and Tacitus. A little bit less between you and Marthow, but Marthow's pretty close to those guys. So, actually, Eivar, Tacitus, and Marthow are outside of your dark vision currently. So you don't even see where they are. You just
But I know
see
the
yourself
direction they
the
went,
monster.
right?
You know the direction because they've been making lots of noise.
Okay. Does Mike sound robotic to everyone else or just me?
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait a minute. I sound robotic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Static.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Has it been that way the whole time?
No.
No, it just
No, it
started.
just started.
Hold on 1 second. Let me try something.
Domo arigato, man. I just heard that song today.
Is this better?
Yep.
Keep going.
Hi, it's Mike Hawkins here.
No, not bad.
God damn it. What about now? Is this different?
Nope.
About the same.
Shit.
Look,
Is
your
that-
camera spontaneously cleared up. You can have clear audio and clear video.
Not that big a deal if you want to just keep going.
What about now?
You're just
So
saying,
much
talking.
better.
Is this better? Can you tell me if it's better? Is it
It
better?
is. It still sounds a little weird, but it is definitely better.
Okay.
Sounds
you're
like a
more
different
advanced
device.
model robot.
Okay. It's through my Bluetooth now, which I want to get as the default, but it never seems to default. Seems my computer. So maybe it's just my connection. I don't know. If you guys can tolerate it, let me know. If not, I'll do something about it.
Okay.
It's fine for now. Anyway, so I mean Elmorn's been attacked. Nobody else has felt the pain of this thing so far as I know. So I'm trying to get away from it.
That basilisk did.
Yeah.
Oh, while you were gone, also something. Well, you wouldn't have seen it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you
okay.
would have heard a big crash and Tacitus probably cursing.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like, what the fuck? Oh, okay.
since magic doesn't work against this thing as far as I know, and it's attacking me, I'm alone basically, with Skulbyrh weighing me down. I'm just gonna keep running towards Tacitus and Eivar. So I'll dash.
All right. So you get within 30 feet of them then.
All right.
So now Eivar, Tacitus, and Marthow all come within view.
Okay.
Can you Misty Step again?
Could, but that's another second level spell slot. I only have 3 of those.
Only 3.
Well, I only have 2 right now.
How many will you have when you're dead?
Is that a threat?
Is that a threat? I stay behind.
Elmorn turns around and drops Skulbyrh and brings out his halberd. I mean Eggmorn. This is all Eggmorn. There's no Elmorn. Only Eggmorn.
There is no Dana, only Zool.
Fine.
Are you the gatekeeper?
No, you know what? I'm not gonna Misty Step. I'm gonna save my spell slot.
All right.
Okay. All right, so the monster is up. It's writhing in pain from Eivar's attack. So far, Eivar is the only one that has done anything to the creature, and it being very intelligent, it begins to understand that. And because you guys can see it, even though it's beyond your dark vision, because of its glow, it suddenly splits off into kind of 3 different cloud motes. And then 2 of them disappear. just kind of disappear. One of them envelops this thing that fell right next to Tacitus, envelops it, and what is that called, Kurt? What is it called?
Piercer.
The piercer, right. The piercer actually begins to transform into one of these things. A very horribly deforming kind of transformation that looks very painful, but it begins to transform into one of these things. And so that one is right next to you guys. The other one kind of very swiftly moves around towards Marthow's direction and is within 20 feet of Marthow. The other one flashes forward towards Elmorn. Now, whether it's moving towards Elmorn or just because Elmorn happens to be between the thing and Eivar, who knows? But it does. And so once it like kind of does this thing, it then lashes like the one that just formed right next to Eivar and Tacitus. The two back claws, because it's got the 4 claws, right? The 2 in the front and 2 in the back. But the ones in the back, they're kind of, the way that it's formulated is like it's almost like striking forward, kind of like a scorpion tail. So like the ones in front of it would strike backward. So those ones strike forward, and they're specifically looking to try and hit Eivar. And so, but Eivar, because you're kind of in this backpack situation, I'm going to give you cover. So your AC is going to increase by 2. So the first one is 20.
Hits.
Could I use my shield spell to boost his AC since he's like on me?
Yeah, actually.
I'll do that. +5 to your AC.
Then 20 misses.
All right, this one's a 22.
That would hit.
Damn it.
All right. So you take 14 damage and also need to give me a Constitution saving throw.
I hate to waste an action point.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
21 on the save.
All right, that's just enough. Well, not just enough. It surpasses it a bit, but it's good enough to avoid the brunt of it. So you take 14 damage,
Okay.
and then that happens. And then the one that's coming through Elmorn is actually trying to move through Elmorn. And so as it does, like this cloud of things passes through it. Actually, both Eivar and Elmorn, give me perception checks.
18.
Holy shit! I cannot roll well today.
All right. Well, Eivar, you see it, which is good enough. So this is the what you see kind of crawling along your skin. Hold on. Do you guys see this?
I see the creature. That
Hello?
creature is, yeah, I see the creature. That is crawling along my skin.
Hold on, I can't hear you guys all of a sudden. Hello?
Can you
Yeah.
hear us now?
Can you hear us now?
God damn it. What is going on? No, you're not supposed to see me. I can't hear anything.
He had to try to clear up the audio.
No,
No, now we can't hear you.
can't hear you.
It's just getting worse and worse.
Two steps back, one step forward.
Is this better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Were you guys able to see that?
We saw the
We saw the
again.
same creature.
Okay. Hold on. Let me try and fix that. All right. Do you see it now?
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
a parchment depicting a drawing of the thing that you guys, like Ivar, that you see, and Elmorn, I'm going to say that you see it even though you failed your throw. You guys, that's what you see crawling along your skin after these attacks.
It's got weird brambles.
And they're writhing. So, and they're very fine, very tiny, like each one probably the size of the period at the end of a sentence. So the cloud that is forming these things is not actually a cloud, but probably these things. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Sure.
So, and there are lots of these crawling along our skin.
Yeah. And then, so as the one like passes through Elmorn, it doesn't really hurt Elmorn, but it does have this effect. So give me a Constitution saving throw, Elmorn, and go ahead and do it at advantage.
16.
That's at advantage.
I told you I'm rolling like shit. I'll use an action point.
Okay.
Oh my god. Maybe I should go get my real dice. This is bullshit. I'm using another action point.
Don't use the roller. Use the real dice.
No, I already rolled it again. I got a 22.
All right, that's good enough. And then the one that chases after Marthow to come around that way also passes through him to get closer to Eivar. Now, it doesn't do any direct damage to Marthow, but Marthow, you also have to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. That's the 24.
Wow. Baller. So these things are crawling all over you, and you feel, Elmorn and Martha, both of you kind of feel your guts shifting around inside you, but from just sheer force of fortitude and you know, all of that, you're able to power through it. But now these things are very, very close to you. They're all within striking distance, and now there's 3 of them. So that brings us back to the top of the round. We are at round 3, beginning of round 3. So we have Eivar up, Tacitus on deck, Marthow in the hole.
I feel like we've gone backwards tactically. So, as my action, I reach into my pouch and pull out a vial of acid that I'm going to just throw down on top of the former piercer, right next to it. Oh, natural 20.
Natural 20, you said?
Yep.
Ooh.
So what do I roll?
Roll another d20.
That's a natural 18. So 21 with my dex.
That hits. So that's a confirmed critical. Roll a d100.
88.
All right. According to this, target takes damage, and one adjacent enemy takes single max damage. If no adjacent enemy, reroll. So go ahead and reroll.
All right. 91.
Nice. Enemy takes triple max damage.
Nice.
Max damage is
And
12, so 36.
so that is actually, this thing doesn't like acid in that kind of way. Like, seems like acid and fire are no good to it. So that one actually just dissolves outright. You can describe how that happens.
So I reach in my pouch, I pull out this vial and smash it down against this former piercer, which immediately begins to sort of bubble and liquefy. And then you just see the form of it begin to crumble and fall apart, and the mist sort of begins to settle. And then with my move action, Eivar begins to furiously slap at all the little things crawling on his skin.
All right. So in response, the thing close to Marthow and that just passed through Marthow and passed through Elmorn, it screeches with this howl of razor blades slashing against one another. And in this small cavern, well, not small cavern, but in this large cavern, the echoes cause it to resonate in a way that really hurts your ears. It's very deafening.
And Eivar yells out, "I am your worst nightmare, get off of me!"
And I'm just here, ah! I just see Elmar like probably like doing this kind of thing.
So, Tacitus, you're up. Marthow on deck. Elmorn in the hole.
Well, things don't seem great. We've got one of these fucking things on Elmorn and on Marthow.
Well, not on me.
Not on them per se. These things kind of move through their space and are heading directly towards Eivar. Because Eivar is the only one that seems to have done anything to them, and so they are smart enough to know that he is a threat that needs to be dealt with.
So as a consequence, they're moving directly towards me.
Absolutely, yes.
How close are they?
They're both within like 10, 20 feet. They're very close. They're nearly on top of you.
Alrighty.
Eivar, since you have some knowledge of this thing anyways, give me another you can choose either Arcana, History, or Intelligence.
Yeah. Arcana and History, you're the same. So 16.
All right. I'm gonna send you some info.
Let's see. Wonder how it likes psychic damage.
30%.
There's only one way to find out.
Indeed. I am going to say, well, I'm about to say just fuck it. And stand my ground.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Fix it in post. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop. And with a sort of brief motion, summon a shadowy sword that you can barely see because it's all so dark in here. It's just, it gets even darker right here, right where I'm holding. And I'm gonna fucking cast it at 3rd level, so it does a little extra damage. And I get to throw this thing, so I don't have to actually move to get closer to it. So basically kind of just throw the thing at the creature, and because it's dark in here, I have advantage on the attack. And if I hit, I do 3d8 damage, psychic damage. We'll see what happens, huh? Let's see here. Light weapon, finesse weapon, thrown weapon. So I think I still have to use my normal attack stats. So +6. All right. Let's see what we got here.
Now, can you throw it in the same action that you summon it?
It's a bonus action to summon, so.
Okay.
There we go. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. That's only very moderately less than that, so. Total is above 20 to hit.
It's a hit.
Whichever one's closer.
Okay.
And then
So the one passing through Marthow is closer.
sounds like a good one to hit then. Let's see. 6, 13, and 14 damage. Psychic.
So it seems to do some damage. It's not as effective as you might think that it is, but it does seem to hurt the creature.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and describe how it reacts to it, knowing that. And also what it looks like when you do the attack.
Let's see here. Yeah. So so bonus action to summon the sword, and I just kind of I lean back to throw, and then like I don't actually have to move. It just shoots from my hand. It knows my intent. And it throws with the same accuracy. And it'll strike it, doing, I don't know how exactly it might react, but the sword like would stick inside of it, but not actually leave any mark because it's all mental, you know. And then it would kind of just dissipate. to be resummoned next turn.
So the way that I picture it happening against the creature is as you hit it, as it kind of congealed into its form as it's approaching you and Ivar, and then as it embeds itself in the chest, rather than normally you might expect the creature to kind of become more insubstantial, more ghost-like as it passes through, but instead it kind of buries itself in there and dissipates into energy radiating throughout the creature. But because it's kind of the energy is dissipated through each of these little motes of flesh, it seems to be the reason, from the way that you see it happening, that it had lower impact, since it seems like each of these little things was affected, and then as the energy kind of swept through it, it lessened in impact for each subsequent creature that it hit.
Okay.
And Ivar is going to yell, "It's like a swarm. If we can make it to the water, we'll be safe. As long as we can breathe water."
So between Ivar's statement and my description, does it make sense, Tony, why that had lower effect?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Well, in that case, can I action point and cast another spell?
Absolutely, if you have action points to spend.
I do. I still have two more left. I'm gonna thunderstep again. So it's like throw the blade. It just he's yelling on my back. I'm like, God damn it! And then just loud boom again. That one you said, was it like one? You said 10 to 20 feet. These creatures, anything within 10 feet's got to make a con save.
All right, now the question.
I'm going towards the water.
Now the question is, are you going to the edge of your vision, or are you going beyond the edge of your vision?
I'm not using another point. I will keep within my vision.
Okay. So you're moving 60 feet then?
Yeah.
All right. They need to make a Constitution saving throw. Said.
Yeah. DC 15. They take half damage even on a save, so.
All right. First one fails. And then the one coming from Elmorn's direction. Wait a minute. Yep, that's a natural one. Rolling to confirm the critical.
Lucky cup.
That is another fail, so that's a confirmed critical. Tony, go ahead and roll a D100.
With pleasure. I was already about to. That's a 95.
Ooh.
Wait a minute. Did we unlock an achievement? No. Wait a minute. Did we? Wait a minute. I see my copy, but I don't see your copy. Let me check this real quick. There are secret achievement criticals. I forgot which are which. I want to say 95 and up. Wait, did I not send it to you guys? Is it in the house rules? It is. No, so you said 95?
Yeah.
96 and up are secret achievements.
I mean, I can use an action point to bump that up.
That's
no,
not
those need to be legit rolled. All right, so 95 is triple max damage. So what is
It's 3d10. So 30 times 3 is 90. So have fun with that.
So that completely blows the one moving through Elmorn away.
Yeah.
That one just disintegrates. The one moving through Marthow gets hurt, but it doesn't seem to have the same impact.
Sure. It'll still take the damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's 10 17 what's the damage? Thunder damage.
Okay. So you move 60 plus about 10 to 20-ish, so that's 80 feet away. 70, 80 feet away.
And then I still have my movements. Fucking keep going.
All right. So that makes Martha your turn, and you have to move through the creature in order to kind of. Well, you don't have to move through the creature. You can move around it, but to kind of go in the direction towards Eivar and Tacitus, who've disappeared from the edge of your vision, you would need to move through the creature.
Let's see.
Also, how does Elmorn and Marthow seeing this happen with Eivar and Tacitus? How did your characters react? I mean, Eivar and Tacitus basically just disappeared from the range of your vision, while demolishing the creature that has been harassing Elmorn and hurting the creature that started harassing Marthow, while Eivar melted the other one.
What was he used Thunderstep again to like demolish the one by me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that I was also affected by this loud blast somehow. No?
No, you were just far enough away because it moved through you and beyond you.
Oh, okay. So then
Otherwise it definitely would have, but
do I just get like
fine.
I just get like the wind, like the fart coming out at me?
Absolutely.
And I'm just like
See, I kind of picture it being like I don't know if anybody's ever watched the anime Bleach.
No.
They have this sort of ability where they kind of just do this quick step, where it's just like one step done really fast, really far. But there's like this sort of shockwave from where they leave, basically. So it's like this sort of wind up where it looks like I'm about to start running, and it's just
and then it's gone.
Yeah. With a little man on my back.
Yeah, it's like Master Blaster from Beyond Thunderdome.
How far? So the creature is now in front of me. Now how close am I to the creature?
You're within 10 to 20 feet. Also, sorry, I forgot to mention, Tacitus and Eivar, you now see the water. It looks to be an underground river.
How far are we from it now?
It's just at the edge of your vision.
So Marthow's gonna move. about 10 feet closer to be, and then he's gonna use as a bonus action. It's gonna start running towards the creature, and then as a bonus action, use the belt of blinking to blink through the creature to the other side.
Nice.
What
does that look like, by the way, when you use that belt?
So, I imagine it's pretty dark. But if you were able to see what would happen, you'd see Marthow kind of running towards this creature, and then just kind of shimmering out of view and then shimmering back in, kind of like
Jumper, that movie Jumper.
I was gonna say like Noob Sabat. Mortal Kombat.
Yes, Noob Sabat. I don't have an immediate frame of reference to Jumper. I'd have to look it up. And
Hayden Christensen.
I don't remember. I don't remember how Noob Sabat does that. But I'm just kind of thinking of like it, kind of like he's kind of partially there, then partially gone. Like it's not like a instantaneously gone. It's not like a smoke, poof with the smoke. It's like a partially there, then leaving.
Like a ghosting?
Yeah. So I'm going to appear on the other side and continue another 20 feet. And so that would put me about 30 feet in front of the creature-ish, I think. Yeah. And I'm going to cast. So how far am I from Tacitus and Eivar?
So you were about 40 feet away from them before they teleported, and then they teleported 60 feet. So you were about 100 feet away.
Okay.
And then it sounds like you did your move action plus that, so 60 feet.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to shoot it, turn back and try to shoot a chaos bolt at this creature.
Okay.
It's a 15.
As you shoot the chaos bolt, the creature kind of decompensates, allowing the chaos bolt to pass straight through it, and then recombines into its form.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do before you end your turn?
I think that's all.
All right. Elmorn, you're up. Monsters on deck. Eivar, you're in the hole.
So where's the monster in relation to me now?
So that monster, the one that's still up, it's about 30 feet to your left. Yeah, I would say probably about 30 feet to your left.
I got nothing. I see Marthow fighting this thing on his own, right?
No, Marthow. He's just at the edge of your vision, running towards where you believe Eivar and Tacitus probably went. But he's some distance away, and he just launched his signature chaos bolt at the thing, and it just the creature dodged it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, then I'll just keep running towards where Tacitus and Eivar are.
So as you're running through there, you see all of the massive puddle of acid left in the wake of the creature that Eivar destroyed. And so how do you deal with that in your way?
Can I run around it?
Mm-hmm. Do you just want to run around it, or do you want to try and pull something cool off?
Do you want me to fall face first into the acid?
No, but I mean, you can. It's just that you'll lose some movement doing that. So it's like a risk reward scenario. Like you got this obstacle now. You can try to leap over it, or you can try to do something, get over it.
Yeah, okay.
Or you
I
can
got
run
something
around
for you.
it.
I got something for you, DM.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna use an action point to take Skulbyrh and throw him over the acid while I subsequently also jump over the acid, and then I'm gonna catch him on the other side. We're both gonna land perfectly on it.
That's so awesome. That just happens. We don't need to roll.
All right, I'm just like jump.
Nice. All right. And now it's the monster's turn. The monster once more runs straight through Marthow, really dead set on Eivar. Now Tacitus, who has proven a worthy adversary. As it runs through Marthow, it causes that same sensation of these things crawling on your flesh, Marthow, and you have this sudden, your insides start to quiver. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
I'm gonna have an action point to reroll that. Same thing. So a 13.
So, Eivar, as this thing runs through you, or not Eivar, Marthow, as this thing runs through you, your body convulses. And you feel your bones shift and your joints move and your muscles flex very painfully. It's agonizing. It's so bad that the pain is so great that you want to just fall over and collapse, but your body won't let you. And when it's finally done, this jerking, spasmic, almost seizure-like motion, your hands have now reversed, similar to how Rakshasas are. And if you try to speak, you notice that it's really difficult to make out the words, almost like your mouth is full of gum.
So Marthow is paralyzed, or not necessarily paralyzed, but he's like feeling nearly there. Now, would I be able to do something about that? Like, could I try to heal myself, or use like a mini cure wounds, or something to try to use some of my bardic fortitude to stave some of this off?
You could when it's your turn, unless you have a reaction ability to do anything. You wouldn't necessarily be able to use it right now.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have a reaction ability. that I know.
So you know what I mean when I say that your hands have reversed, kind of like Rakshasa's?
No.
So your hand, a person's hand normally sits like this. A Rakshasa's hand normally sits like this.
Okay.
So your hands are turned outward. So if you have your hand, when you make a motion for your hand to be up like this, a Rakshasa's hand actually points down.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the creature has moved within 30 feet. It's covered a lot of ground very quickly. It's moved within 30 feet of Eivar and Tacitus. We have Eivar is up, Tacitus on deck, Marthow in the hole.
So all the creature did that round was move.
It moved through Marthow, and it left a pretty nasty impact just by moving through him.
That's true. Something happened to Marthow too.
Yeah.
So
If
from my
it comes
perspective,
at you,
just moved.
yeah. From your perspective, it just moved. From Ivar's perspective, from Kurt's perspective, if it actually engages you, it's not going to be good.
60 feet from the water. Whatever. It's been working so far. Riding the mage.
Making a lot of noise, but we're getting there, man. We're getting there.
So I am going to take out my last acid vial and hurl it at the creature, or at the smoke. That's an 18.
That just barely hits.
That's good. 11 acid damage.
So the creature screeches in pain, and it's the voice that you become to associated with it, where its voice of just grinding razor blades.
And you know what?
For a moment, it decoalesces and then slowly recombines as it continues forward towards you.
I'm going to acid surge and throw alchemist fire at it too. I'll just use all my inventory. At this point, it really is just he's just reaching into pockets and that is a 20.
That hits.
For 1 fire damage.
Well, it's 1 ongoing fire damage if it's alchemist fire. So the creature lights up. It's not happy. Once again, it kind of shimmers into this glow that lights the cavern dimly, allowing you to see some color. You can see the blue of the water in front of you, and everybody is close enough that everybody is suddenly apparent. Nobody is outside of the range of your dark vision now. So Marthow, Elmorn, Eivar, Tacitus, you can all see each other, and you can all see this creature. And the reason that I haven't asked you to roll the fire damage again from the last time is because the one that was on fire is dead previously, because it kind of split itself off. Just FYI. So with this one, at the start of your next turn, you're going to roll another fire damage.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Tacitus, you're up. Marthow on deck. Elmorn in the hole.
I'm saving my last action point to avoid being transformed into a hideous monster.
Maybe. I guess just glancing back, now being able to kind of see them, glimpses of everybody, I'll just kind of like point forward, water, and run, dash, dive.
So you're able to get to the edge of the water. You don't have any more movement to actually get into it.
He said dive.
All right, so you're mid dive. You're still above the water, but you're mid dive.
Yeah.
All right, then we got Marthow, Elmorn, and the monster.
So Marthow is going to cast Fly on himself.
Okay.
And so he is now he slowly floats off the ground a bit. And he's going to use that 60 feet and he's going to go right into the water.
I believe you were a little bit beyond Eivar and Tacitus. So even with that 60 feet boost, you're still short of the water.
Well,
you're right on the edge with them, I believe.
Okay. Fair enough. So I'm just zooming, to get there.
But that fly is going to be helpful because you can use fly under the water to make sure that your movement stays 60 feet. Because if you can fly in the air, you can fly in the water. That's my opinion.
You could dodge it.
All right. Elmorn. All right, sorry. Do you have something else to say?
Nope. I'm
right.
good.
Elmorn, you're up. Monsters on deck.
So everyone's getting in the water. How close am I to the water?
You're about 80 feet away.
And how close am I to the monster?
The monster is about 50 feet away.
How far can I spit?
It's
monster's weak to water, right? How far can I spit?
Incredibly far.
That all depends on your constitution check, man.
A hawk a loogie at the monster?
I think it's more like an athletics check.
Oh, right. Or isn't there that cantrip, produce phlegm?
Yeah.
I unzip my pants. I've had to take a whiz for a long time, and I pee all over the monster.
This is great. Is this what we've come to?
I don't think I can get to the water, man. It's too far.
Hey, you move,
I could if I spent a
dash and do another misty step, man.
Nah, I'll just dash. I'll be 20 feet away from the water. That's fine.
I don't know that you want to have your cock out around the mutating monster.
It's true.
Yeah, I just dashed to the water or towards the water.
All right. So you're 20 feet away. So you see this unfold. Basically, Tacitus and Eivar Tacitus is mid-leap into the water. Eivar attached to his back, I imagine, kind of like as the monster's coming at him and he's seeing it. And then Marthow kind of flying in the handsome and graceful way that Marthow does to make as little splash as possible into this water. Midway between this, Elmorn, you're seeing this monster close the distance between himself and Eivar and Tacitus. And the creature coalesces into its form and unleashes 4 quick strikes with its blades, 3 at Eivar and 1 at Tacitus. What is it? There it is. So, hold on. Let me see. What is the attack? attack bonus.
Are either one of you human?
I am.
You know, humans are 70% water.
All right. So we got first attack against Eivar. 17.
That hits.
Second attack against Eivar. 23.
That misses.
Third attack against Eivar. 13.
13 misses.
One attack against Tacitus. 15.
Nope.
All right, so that's 2 attacks against Eivar that hit. Eivar, you take 24 damage and have to give me 2 Constitution saving throws.
This is not good. I'll use an action point on my first attempted saving throw. Yeah, that was worse. Second saving throw. 19 on my second saving throw. First saving throw technically was a 10.
All right. So one fail is all it takes. So your flesh begins to warp as well. For you, your arms become boneless, almost like tentacles. Making it very difficult to maneuver and do anything really with your arms. And then at that point, Eivar, Tacitus, Marthow in the hole. And also, this is round 4.
Well, without arms, Eivar will flail around. As he probably can't even unwedge himself from between the armor and the backpack where he is without the use of his arms.
He's one of those.
His bow has just fallen limply into the water, presumably.
It's one of those wacky arm flailing inflatable.
2
whatever.
men.
2 men.
Eivar, if you want, you could give me an acrobatics or athletics check at disadvantage to keep hold of your bow.
Let's try that. Oh, no. I mean, acrobatics, I am pretty good at acrobatics. So with disadvantage, it was still a 14.
All right, that's good enough to keep hold of your bow.
So I will fumble trying to keep a hold of my bow. That's my turn.
All right, Tacitus, you are already mid-dive. Are you continuing your dive?
Yeah.
All right. You splash into the water. It is very cold. It is very deep. It is very dark. Thankfully, you have dark vision. But even with your dark vision, because you can't see beyond 60 feet, you don't see much.
Sure.
A lot of it is just kind of a miasma, and this goes for Eivar too. The sudden splash that you were preparing for, but still the shock of it, especially with the current state of your arms, and just barely hanging onto your bow, is kind of jarring. But you guys can see there's nothing within 60 feet of you. But beyond 60 feet, there is this kind of like cloud that blocks your vision. But there is a slight current to this river, and it is fairly deep because obviously if you cannot see beyond 60 feet, you know that it's at least 60 feet deep and at least 60 feet going in the other direction. So you have room to kind of swim under, but now you're in the state where you're holding your breath.
Sure. Why not?
So
Marthow, Elmorn.
It's just as well because when Elmorn jumps in, remember he shit his pants last time. We're gonna be swimming in there.
He did do that.
Good call. I'll start swimming upstream a little bit.
So Marthow continues the fly right into the water. It just makes a minimal splash in.
Oh, I guess just to be, I would have dove in and probably like grabbed from in the water, gotten a hold of my quarterstaff and like stuck it like in the arm of my so that I didn't have to like fully hang on to it, but like I wanted to cast light on it so that they up above would see where we were.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not going to dive into the water. I'm going to fly over it, probably a good 30 feet into like over the water. And
all right.
I'm going to turn around, and do I see the creature stopping at the water, or do I see it continuing?
So right now, all you've seen is the creature make 4 lightning fast attacks at Eivar and Tacitus, and then they dove into the water.
Gotcha. So from here, I'm going to hold my action, or rather, I'm going to defer it. Because I'm not waiting on any specific event at this point.
That's fine. We can do a delay. You don't have to decide right now what you want to do or trigger. I don't like that style of play. That sucks. Because then if the trigger doesn't happen, you lose your action. That's gay. Sorry, that's not PC. That's lame.
That's also not PC.
Fair enough. That's dumb. Is that fair to say?
Why are you IQ shaming, dude?
All right. Your action is delayed, Marthow. So your new initiative will be whenever you utilize your action.
Okay.
Elmorn, you're up.
Or Eggmore.
Yes.
Yeah, there is no Elmorn. Who's Elmorn? So I'm sorry, I missed what Marthow did. Did he go in the water?
I flew like 30 feet over the water, and I turned around. I'm not in the water. I was going to, but then decided not to.
Is anyone in the water?
Tacitus and Eivar are in the water.
Okay.
And you watched the creature strike out at Eivar and Tacitus.
Yeah.
And and Ivar's arms become
jelly.
Yeah.
Tentacles.
Who is Eivar? I'm Squidvar now.
Yeah.
So how far is Eggmorn from the monster?
20 feet, same as the shore.
Okay. The monster. Can I tell if the monster seems like it doesn't want to go in the water?
Give me an insight check. At disadvantage, because the monster doesn't have any facial features.
Fuck me. All right. Well,
it smiles a lot.
I rolled a 1, so.
All right. You don't know that, but you do remember hearing Eivar say, "Get to the water. It's like a swarm." Whatever it was that Eivar said.
Right.
You know, Ivar's a pretty smart dude.
I run over to the water. Like, can I run to the water in such a way that I can get closer to the monster too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And I guess I'll just put Skulbyrh down. I don't know what the fuck to do with him. But I want to splash the monster with the water.
What do you mean splash the monster with the water? Because what I picture, when you say that, what I picture is you run up to the water. As you're running up to the water, you drop Skulbyrh off your shoulder, You take your halberd and you're like, hey, and you splash him with water. As you kind of hit the water with your halberd and splash the monster. That's what I picture in my head.
Can I do it in a more badass way?
Please, please, please do.
You can yell like
But-
the power
but
of
hold-
egg compels you and splash them.
But hold that thought, because I need to take a quick break. 1 sec.
Right.
Actually, here's a good time for us to just take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
Sticking with us, Dustin?
Oh yeah.
Not becoming an owlbear?
Not tonight. You know, I had wine last time, which I realized that wine at night does it to me.
Oh, I see.
I had a glass of wine before playing.
That would do it.
It made me very sleepy.
All right, who are we still waiting on? We're waiting on Kurt, and we're waiting on Anno seems to be engaged in a very animated conversation. wonder who he's talking to. Is it his wife? His dog?
It's his wife.
Be more fun if it was his dog. Having that level of detailed conversation with your dog.
Maybe some dogs, you know.
Wow.
What?
Snickers pods.
Oh my god, is that a real thing?
Yeah. And Twix.
Jesus Christ.
So are they just like mini little fun size things?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That's awful.
It's like, fine, stop fucking killing yourself and eat something real.
It is quality corporate trolling.
Yeah.
What were Marthow's mutations again?
His hands reversed similarly to how a Rakshasa sit, and he also, if he tries to speak, there's that kind of it almost feels like there's a gum-like substance in his mouth. Also,
But he can't fly, so it's canon.
right, which actually, I should have said because Marthow, if there's a verbal or somatic component to your spells, you have to make a concentration check in order to successfully cast them.
I would have had that come up. I would have used subtle spell.
Okay, which is fine. I didn't catch it, so I'm not going to charge you the sorcery points or anything. But just in the future, just remember, as long as you have this mutation, if you're not using subtle spell, you have to make a concentration check to cast the spell.
All right.
I'm just waiting for all the people who are going to think you're a Rakshasa.
I guess that depends on how common Rakshasas are in Eberron, isn't it? Where did Anna go?
Fucking.
Hopefully, I didn't fall asleep.
These are great. Star Wars based pickup line Valentine cards.
Nice.
Tonight, this Han doesn't want to fly solo.
I feel like there's someone that's trying too hard, though.
Oh, they're all very bad. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see the person that posted the pictures on the NAG about the D&D Valentines?
Maybe.
No.
Those were pretty bad.
This one's Kylo Ren. The picture of Kylo Ren on it says, "I would throw a tantrum over you."
Oh my god.
I feel like they should have crowdsourced that. They could come up with actual movie quotes, I'm sure.
Submit your blaster for inspection.
Oh man. No, that's not really one, is it?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they're definitely like made by a person, like not official at all. But
No one from Disney would sign off on that.
unlike Han, I won't shoot first.
That's a premature ejaculation joke.
It's like there was a Facebook post, I don't remember on where precisely, but there was a Facebook post that said like post a Star Wars quote that you could say in the bedroom or at a family gathering. So I went with I shouldn't have come.
This one has Darth Vader on it. It says, "I am your daddy."
Where do I
R4.
go?
I don't know. R4 is red, R2 is blue. If I was the Force, then I'd be with you. Leia's buns ain't got nothing on yours, baby.
I actually haven't seen any of the new Star Wars movies. The last Star Wars movie I saw was Rogue One. It was not great.
I haven't seen 8 yet, but I figure I'll probably just wait till it comes out on movie.
I want to destroy your thermal oscillator.
All right.
I'm waiting now for the Valentine's card that's, and I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Does anybody want to move forward with just kind of without Ano right now, since we're just waiting on him?
I mean, he was splashing the thing.
Right, which is why I'm hesitant to do it, because I don't want to act for him, but at the same time, we've been waiting kind of a while. And I don't want to hold up the game too much longer, because we're already running. Oh, here he is. Thank God.
It's like, hold on, guys. I'm just going to go take a nap.
I could spend a millennium in your Falcon.
Hey, sorry, I couldn't hear you guys. I just had to talk to my wife.
Sure.
No worries. Everything okay?
Yeah, we're just talking about career changes.
That's a big topic.
Yeah, we've been discussing a lot of different things, but anyway, yeah. So I'm splashing this thing with water.
All right, so you're splashing it with water from your halberd lake, or how?
How much of like a surface area does my halberd have, you think?
If you could get a pretty good splash with it, I'll make you do an athletics check to see how big the splash.
Yeah, I'll do it. I don't care. Whatever.
All right.
Oh my fucking God. Can I go get my real dice? It'll take 2 seconds.
Yeah, go for it. Go get your real dice. By the way, while we're waiting for Ano, how much longer do you guys want to go? I'm good with going until 12 my time, like another 30, 45 minutes. What are you guys feeling?
I could go another 30.
Sure.
Wow. All right, well.
That's it. That was a 20, right?
Yeah. I'm going to use an action point.
You're going to use an action point for a splash?
Hell yeah.
It's all about first impressions.
This splash better have an effect.
Oh my God. Can I recommend that you don't use an action point for the splash?
20. I want it.
Jesus Christ. All right.
It's very wet.
Wait, if we're getting in the water, and this water has no effect on the thing, then it's a good insight, in my opinion.
Okay. So, roll another d20.
You gotta confirm your critical splash. Calm down, Magic Heart.
I rolled what's my athletics? I rolled a 12.
All right. So it's not a confirmed critical, but it is a critical in a sense. Because, of course, it is. Use an action point for it. So you somehow like you pierce you have your halberd, it pierces seamlessly into the water without any splash at all, but then you also bring your force of the blow around, redirecting the flow and twisting the halberd in your hands so that the flat of the blade directs more of the force against the water.
I want to use Divine
gathering-
Smite to make it holy water.
Jesus Christ. All right. And as you do that, you channel your energy into your halberd, into the water, along with your protection from good and evil that is powered around you.
Yeah.
And you just somehow manage to make a very small splash into what is a relative tidal wave.
Yeah.
A wave of water the size of a person splashes against this thing. Holy water splashes against this thing. Now, it does cause this thing to some aspects of it are caught in the water and as a result knocked to the ground, and you can see this like puddle of these little insect-like pieces of flesh, like I showed you before, kind of like writhing around. Others that manage to escape are still kind of floating in the air, so the cloud is a little bit less dense than it was. But it doesn't take long for the thing to recoalesce, and it's definitely made uncomfortable by the whole process, but doesn't seem to have actually hurt it.
Get out of the water. It does nothing. Not even holy water.
And with that, it's also super pissed off at you now. And since it can't get to the others because they're actually under the water where the thing can't go, because even though the water makes it uncomfortable, doesn't mean it can actually go into the water.
I kick Skulbyrh into the water.
So all right, so Skulbyrh sinks into the water just before this thing lashes out with four strikes of its scythe-like appendages.
I'm a good paladin. I saved Skulbyrh.
You are a good paladin. That you are. And so for that, your action point that you spent on the splash is unspent. Worry not, for that action point is still yours. But
It's music because he yelled, "Get out of the water!" and we're under the water. So all we heard,
17, first hit.
No.
21.
Yeah.
All right, 1 hit. Another 21, so that's a second hit, and then the fourth, the 20.
Yeah.
That's no bueno.
Is this slashing, piercing, bludgeoning?
No.
Oh.
$38 corrosive damage.
Ow.
And also give me 3 Constitution saving throws at advantage.
God. Fuck me. All right, 9. Why am I rolling so bad today?
Wait, was that your first of your 2?
Yes.
Okay, so your next one will be better.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
So wait a minute. Was that your first one, or
No,
was
that
that your
my first one with advantage? So it's 9.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. Don't worry about rolling any of the others.
Oh.
Because 1 fail is all it takes. You can feel the magic finally start to take hold against you after that barrage of attacks. Your flesh begins to twist. You feel your bones rearrange, your joints shift, and suddenly you are knocked forward as your knee joints reverse, forcing you onto your hands, kind of similarly to a dog or some other 4-legged animal, forcing you to drop your halberd.
Okay. I fall into the water.
All right. I'll let you be like, what? And then just go into the water.
Okay.
All right. So you guys are all in the water right now. You can see plainly above you through the water that this thing is kind of floating above the water, waiting for you guys to come up. Doesn't seem willing to go down into the water to follow you. But it is waiting for you guys. So you guys are all underwater. You're holding your breath. You can see Skulbyrh is now mobile and awake, and you can see that he's kind of like looking
Marthow
around trying to assess the situation.
I'm not underwater.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're not. No. So you see,
I'm 30 feet out over the water,
Right.
floating above it. And I'm
So you-
looking at, I've been watching this the whole time.
right. So you see Elmorn get transformed in this way after this barrage of attacks, and then after he dives into the water, you can see the creature, this swarm / gas / whatever it is, kind of floating above the water. And you have a sense if it notices you above the water, it's going to go after you.
So I'm gonna cast oh, so we know that's a concentration spell. Shoot. I guess I'll go in, but I'm gonna leave my head above water. I'll sink into the water. I'll leave my head above up until it comes, it comes close, and it's definitely coming at me. No sense in holding my breath for when I don't have to.
Okay. So in the meantime, what is everybody else doing?
I'm trying to get used to my dog-like body now. So I'm doggy paddling, I guess, in the water.
It actually helps you in terms of swimming. Your swim speed is a bit faster than it would be.
Sweet. Skulbyrh,
So
what the hell do we do?
what is everybody's constitution bonus?
Mine is +2.
Mine is also +2.
Like just straight up ability or saving throw?
No, bonus. Constitution bonus.
Right. Okay. +1.
I got also a +2.
All right. So, Ano is the first that will start to suffer drowning. You can hold your breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus your Constitution bonus.
Mm.
So everybody's got 3 minutes except Ano's has 2.
What about the bug guy?
The bug guy, he seems to be fine. He is in the water as if it's his natural home environment. He's swimming around with his extra legs, and his antennas going everywhere. In fact, everybody give me an insight check who is actually under the water and able to see Skulbyrh.
12.
15.
16.
All right, so you guys recognize that he's really directing you in a direction, and the direction is kind of going with the flow of the current. It's a fairly weak current, but you can still feel it. And so he's kind of like taking now that he's actually not playing dead and more involved in the situation. He's taking point and signaling to follow him.
Can
He's
I
moving up ahead.
can I reach out over the shore and grab my helmet?
Yeah.
Are we still working on initiative or?
No.
All right. What I'm gonna do then, because I was gonna go starting that way anyways, so I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, and also everybody sees the light that Tacitus has created at the edge of his staff.
I'm actually gonna pull out. I got 4 daggers like stashed. I'm gonna pull one of them out and cast light on it, so that the light will move off of my staff and go onto the dagger, and I'm gonna like throw it sort of out away from us, expecting this thing to kind of keep sight of the light. So like I'm gonna throw the thing so that it kind of will hopefully follow the light and we'll just float away from it.
Okay. Everybody give me a perception check. Marthow, since your head is above the water, you have advantage.
15.
Oh man. I have 11.
I'm just gonna assume I did not succeed.
All right. So Elmorn, being the only one really next to the shore and taking the moment to grab his halberd, notices that the creature immediately goes after the light under the water.
I do like a motion. Turn your light off.
No, I want it to follow that light because we're not going that direction.
Oh, you threw the light. Oh,
Yeah.
missed that part.
All right. So Skulbyrh is swimming with the current, and if you follow him, it looks like he's swimming into an underwater cavern or an underwater tunnel that goes into the rock wall beyond the edge of the water where you guys started from.
Well, I am basically just pinned here, so I'm going wherever he goes.
We'll go for, I guess, a minute or two before we go to resurface for air.
Ano, or I mean Elmorn and Martha, what are you guys doing?
I mean, Eggmorn's going to follow Skulbyrh with his very limited breath.
Okay. Marthow?
So where is Skulbyrh is like motioning towards? What's he motioning towards?
Well, he's under the water. You wouldn't see him until you put your head
Okay.
under the water.
Gotcha. I mean,
You see a light going in the wrong direction from the rest of us.
I will say, as your head is above the water, you suddenly feel something brush against your leg.
if I look down, can I see anything?
You see kind of a shadow. You can't really make it out. It's a shadow that kind of moves away.
Did it feel like anything I might recognize? Did it, or was it just?
How would you identify it by feel if it just kind of bumped into you and like moved away or swam away?
I don't know if I got to feel the skin.
No.
Okay.
Unless your leg is bare. Are you bare-legged right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Did it feel hostile?
What?
Did it feel hostile?
I don't know. I don't really have any spells that would be useful. And I'm not really. Martha doesn't really see the need to duck his head under the water until yet. So, can I see the rest of the party swimming away? Because I see the light. Do I see them underneath? Right.
They're not with the light.
Yeah, I know, but the light illuminates under the water, correct?
Yeah, but
so I can't see any shadows.
I mean, you can see vague shadows. You can see them swimming away. You can't really see much detail. You get a vague direction of where they're going. But Tacitus purposely threw the dagger with the light so that it would attract the swarm, which you're seeing it that is doing. And the creature is flying above where the dagger is, but that's pretty far away now from where the rest of the party is.
Right. Well, I was asking if I could see the rest of the party.
Not clearly.
Okay. But I generally can kind of vaguely see them. So what I'm going to do is duck under the water and fly to them.
Okay. So you're able to get to them fairly quickly.
And I will actually grab Elmorn and Tacitus and like try to push them too so they can go faster. So we can all go faster.
Okay.
And by extension, also pushing Eivar.
The little tugboat that could.
So you guys are now in a very dark tunnel system underwater. If you want to give a perception check, you might be able to see some air bubbles that you can resurface to get some breath.
Sure.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I assume he's swimming like belly down, so I'm basically facing the surface anyway. Natural 20. 24.
What was the check?
Perception.
I got a 17.
Not natural 20.
21 for me.
Everybody can see that there's a fairly large opening towards the ceiling that has a bit of oxygen for you guys. It's not a whole lot, as you guys use it, it quickly fills with carbon dioxide. It's not really you're not really sure where it's refilling from or if it's ventilated, but there is a slight pocket there.
So we'll move into it and take a deep breath.
Does Skulbyrh come follow us up this way?
He doesn't seem to need to. Give me a perception check, everybody, for Skulbyrh.
15.
8.
Marthow and Elmorn.
What kind of check was it?
Perception.
I got an 8.
I got an 11.
So only Tacitus sees this, but Tacitus sees that Skulbyrh's his exoskeleton or the chitin that surrounds him seems to have collected some air bubbles around the bottom end of his thorax, which are allowing him to breathe for a prolonged period underwater.
Sure. For clever use of the bubblehead charm.
All right, so as you guys come up, you come to kind of a dividing point where there is a tunnel to the left and a tunnel to the right. And Skulbyrh, as you look at him, he kind of stops and looks at you guys and gives the universal sign of, I don't know.
Then I will indistinctly flap an arm back and forth, trying to point to the right, but actually just sort of pointing at both of them.
And I don't see this at all because he's on my back.
Oh yeah, Tacitus doesn't even know that all the things that have happened to Eivar and Elmorn. Or
Well, I mean, I probably
Marthow.
see.
Yeah.
I probably see them. I just don't see the person like right behind me.
Well, even seeing them, I mean, the changes aren't as noticeable underwater and everything. And actually, Tacitus is the only one that escaped without any changes to him.
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, right.
Fuck that guy, right?
Well, let's make an executive decision.
So, Skulbyrh was leading us somewhere, and then he it turned out to be a dead end, right? And then now we're stuck.
No, it's not a dead
left and
end.
right.
There's a
There's a left and right.
fork in the road, so to speak.
Can we tell which direction it's flowing?
Give me a insight check.
I'm way better at perception.
22.
11.
Everybody?
Yeah.
15.
All right. Marthow, the water seems to be flowing to the left.
So I go, and I motion to the left, and then I start going that way.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Skulbyrh immediately follows.
I turn to Skulbyrh, and like motion for him to like lead the way.
He just kind of looks at you, but then just ignores you and just keeps going. So,
I'll remember that.
So you guys, you don't have any source of light right now, correct?
Just darker.
Right.
So you see some what looks like cave paintings along the edge of the tunnel. You can only see in black and white, so you can't distinguish any color with these paintings. But the paintings seem to indicate or depict some kind of sea creature with tentacles.
Of course it does.
And then also there are other like bipedal humanoid beings that seem to be depicted around this creature in some kind of warship.
These pictures are under the water or above?
They're under the water. Yeah.
I, the player, have an idea what this might be, but
I, the player, is probably on the right track.
is there something that my character could roll for chance?
They're very unlikely unless you rolled a natural 20. So I'll let you give it a try.
Come on. You've rolled a few in playtest. Come on now. No. That's just a 9. Even assuming knowledge based, only 13.
Yeah, not good enough. But so there are these. It seems like the images depict whale-like creatures with tentacles and several eyes in the middle of the head, accompanied by these other creatures that are bipedal humanoid. Some of them look like they've been drawn to depict them kind of prostrate in like with their head to the ground, others with their arms up, others kind of having chains or some kind of bondage going on.
Bondage and prostates do tend to.
So finally, after a few minutes, Ano, give me a Constitution saving throw.
20, not natural.
All right, perfect. So you can feel your lungs begin to burn, but you're still able to be okay. But by that time, you guys find a space where you can take a breath and a shore that you can crawl up on to rest.
That's nice.
This is a very small kind of little cavern, almost like a pocket cavern of sorts. It doesn't have any more pictures or anything. And there are areas of it that are kind of sharp, and so you have to be careful where you're laying or how you're standing on this kind of stone, because it's like roughly worked by the water in sort of weird ways, not ways that you would expect by normal erosion or anything like that.
Oh, I see.
And I think that's a good place to call it for the night.
Yeah, I think so.
Perhaps
Yeah.
with a short rest.
Yeah, I'm sure my
How long?
arm bones will grow back after a short rest.
So this might be the first. This might be the first time that we all see each other like in all of our glory.
Yeah.
So like Marthow's just hands. He like goes in like for a handshake with Tacitus, and he just realizes it's backwards.
I just look at everybody like, what the fuck happened to you guys? How does this only happen to you guys? Were we even in the same fight? What was going on here?
This was all about the running.
As the sole employee of McCormick's Folly, I would like to talk about the health insurance plan.
What did you guys think about tonight's session?
It was interesting.
Everybody's fucking mangled.
Yeah.
Well, like two of us can't use our primary weapons.
Oh, I can't hear you guys all of a sudden.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose you?
Once again, we can hear him.
Uh-oh.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
We could
Yeah, can you hear us?
We could
I
always
can't
hear
hear you at all. Oh my god. The worst possible time for this. What? We're nearly done. We're nearly done.
Hello?
Hello? Wow, we could just say goodnight and all that.
All right. Somebody say something.
Can you hear us?
Ah! I can't hear.
All right.
All right, but you guys can hear me.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Everybody had fun tonight?
Yes.
Okay. I tried to make it interesting. I tried to make it something different and somewhat deadly. Just so that you guys know, I had various different planned mutilations for each of your characters. So everybody experienced it except for Tacitus. Yeah. And each of them, because this creature that you guys fought was very smart. And so it had an idea of what would be the worst possible sort of... Yes. It wasn't an outsider or anything. You can talk to Eivar. He has some knowledge of what this thing was. But it had some ability to perceive where your strengths were and to change your form and warp your flesh based off of what it perceived. And so everybody got to experience it except for Tacitus and Petrie. Tacitus, had you been hit with it, and I say this because I don't think you guys are going to encounter this thing again, although it may happen in the future. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. But had Tacitus had this happen, his head would have been reversed. So it would have been like Spaceballs, where he was in the transporter and he was seeing his ass. That would have been Tacitus. And had Brendan been a part of the party, he would have basically turned into a big toothless werewolf.
That would have been some justice.
I don't understand why I can't hear anybody. This sucks. All right. Well, we'll communicate through the emails. Let me know if you guys had any questions, comments, concerns about the session, what you liked, what you didn't like, and we'll plan on picking up next Thursday. Does that work for everybody?
Yep.
Okay. And then I'll try and work out what the fuck is going on with this shit. This, goddamn, this is garbage.
Gotta exaggerate.
All right.
Night.
Good night, guys.
All right. Bye. Later, man.